Today I'm going to be making a wacky cake. So the first thing I do is add 1 cup of sugar, 1.5 cups of flour, and then I go on to add 3 tablespoons of cocoa, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Then I mix it all together. So here's all those dry ingredients while I'm mixing them. Wanted to make sure to spread them around the plate nice and even. Next I'm going to be working with the wet ingredients. So I'm going to be adding 5 tablespoons of melted butter. I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Then I'm going to be stirring it and mixing it up. Then I'm going to pour those ingredients into the dry ingredients. I made 4 holes in my pan because of the size of it. It was long and it wasn't a square 8x8 inch pan. Then I'm going to be adding 1 cup of warm water over the whole pan. So that's before mixing. This is me mixing the ingredients, spreading it out evenly. And here is after the ingredients are more finely mixed. Next, I preheated the oven to 350 degrees, and once that was done, I added in my cake. So I left it in there for about 30 to 35 minutes, and then I took it out. I put it on the stove to let it cool, and then I started working on the icing, which is 2 cups of powdered sugar, a 1/4 cup of butter, and for the milk, I didn't use a specific amount. I actually just kind of poured it in there until I was confident that it was moist enough, not too thick, but also not too liquidy, so that I could actually create a nice thick mixture and have it be more of an actual frosting than a liquid. So here's those dry ingredients before mixing. I have the milk, and then once I'm done, it is a thick texture. So after I'm done mixing all that, I go ahead and put it into a piping bag, and I pipe all the frosting onto my cake. I think the reason why it is so thick is because I think I didn't actually add enough milk to the mixture. I ended up creating another mixture of powdered sugar and butter because the first time I did it, I added too much milk. So I had to create a second batch which had less powdered sugar, but it still came out how I wanted it to come out. This is me spreading all of the frosting atop of the cake, trying to make sure to get the corners covered. I messed up a little bit there because the frosting was really thick, so it took some off of the top of the cake. And towards the end here, here's me trying to cut out a small piece of the cake from the corner. I made sure to scrape the edges of it with the cake cutter so that the piece of cake wouldn't completely fall apart when I tried to pick it up. The reason why I had to scrape a lot is because I mixed all of the dry ingredients in the pan and I didn't butter the pan or grease it before putting the ingredients on top of it. And this is the finished product. It tasted pretty good.